They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Graphs can be particularly challenging, but with a few little tips, a visual representation of your Excel data can totally change how your reader understands and analyses the information you're presenting. When I work with executives and their teams, this simple tip can save them hours of stress and frustration, particularly when they need to create a graph minutes before going into a client pitch or a board meeting. Whilst this tip will cover creating a simple graph, for one participant in a session, it took 2 hours of the graphing process every single time she created a graph. The key lies in leveraging Excel to do the hard work of graph creation for you. If the graph isn't what you want, it's often because the data isn't appropriately laid out to make it easy for Excel to create. The graph is merely a representation of your data. Watch this video to see it in action.
In this segment, we're going to look at how you actually go about creating a simplistic graph in Excel. There are a number of ways, so I'm going to show you 2 in this quick video. So first thing I want to do is highlight the data I want to graph. Now usually if you're graphing something, it's to do something comparatively. So in this case I'm choosing 4 different regions and I'm also choosing some product labels. Basically all a graph is a graphical representation of data that you already have in your Excel worksheet. So if at any point in time the graph doesn't quite look what you want, it can often be a matter of coming back and reformatting the actual data. Let me explain. So firstly, to create the graph, there are a couple of things you can do. You can go to the Insert tab, and in 2016 you have a range of recommended charts that you can choose from. It gives you a sample of what it's going to look like. Or you can choose one of these particular items. So this is a surface or radar chart, a pie chart, which is usually shown as proportions of a whole, line charts, column or bar graphs, scatter charts, and combination charts. Now, the quick keyboard shortcut in order for you to quickly create a graph from your data with a basic bar graph is by highlighting your data and pressing the F11 key on your keyboard. When you press F11, it creates a chart on its own worksheet. So you can see that down the bottom. Any of the elements you can change by coming up to the Format tab. And from here you can see that you can change some colors, etc. On the Design tab, you can choose to switch the rows or columns or change some layouts based upon a list of data that you have here or a list of options. You can double click on any of the elements to change them, such as the chart title. You can change the color, the borders, etc. Or you can click in there and simply edit the chart title. Changing the chart type's easy by clicking on the Change Chart Type icon, and then you can move to a different chart. The only thing you need to be aware of is this option of having a chart on its own worksheet is fantastic in order for you to just see the data without the actual figures themselves. So it's good for setting your chart up. However, you need to know, because of the size of a worksheet in an Excel file, over 1 million rows and over 200 columns wide, if you tried to copy and paste this into a PowerPoint presentation or a Word report, you're going to find it really hard to resize. So once you've finished working with it, you might want to move your chart and turn it into an object in and place it where the data that you're charting is. So by doing this and clicking OK, what it does is enables me to have this chart now as a smaller object. So it means that when I copy and paste it or cut and paste it to any other file, I can choose to link it up, and it's also going to be easier to resize. So that's how you create a basic chart or graph in Excel 2016.
So did you find the graph tip useful? So many people find graphing so frustrating, but simple things such as remembering to select labels and understanding that a graph in Excel is merely a representation of your data can avoid so much stress and frustration.